Well, good morning and welcome to Awakenings, Adventures in Awakening. That's the title. Here we are in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. Do you know where Blackstone is? It's 50 miles southwest of Richmond. It's a small turn-of-the-century Victorian town. And I've been living here since 1980, temporarily. And I couldn't get out. So anyway, I digress. The title of this talk is Life is Catch-22. Did you ever see that movie? There was two of them. I watched the original again recently. I think the second one had George Clooney in it. But the original one is the perfect. And if you follow me on this Facebook here, I'm always saying catch-22, catch-22, until you get sick of it. What does it mean? Catch-22. Just to recap the story, basically, it's about an island in the Mediterranean that was an air base for bombers to bomb the Germans, and the pilot. You couldn't get off the island. He tried to get off. It was insane there. Everything turned into its opposite. That's what catch-22 means. It means yes is no, no is yes. It's a dilemma. It's a pickle. It's a double bind where no matter what you do, you lose. And we experience this all the time, these little catch-22s. Just you get a box in the mail, and every way you try to open it, you can't open it. I give up. You open it. So that's the way we usually get out of catch-22, is to ask somebody else to uncatch it. I give up. I can't figure it out. You tell me what you do. Should I marry this person or that? I don't know. Go to the therapist. Go to the yoga teacher. Go to your Ram Dass group. They'll tell you what to do. You see, catch-22 means I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Help. I've fallen and I can't get up. What should I take? Please, God, relieve me of this tension. The monks go to the master. I'm in a catch-22. Does a dog have Buddha nature or not? I can't figure it out. Or whatever the cone. The cone is the catch-22. That's what it is. It's a pickle. It's a goose in the bottle. How do you get the goose out of the bottle without breaking the bottle? Catch-22. You see? So catch-22 is everywhere. And it's even the name of it is all right. Catch-22. Did you catch the joke? So catch-22 is ironic. Did you catch it? People tell you an ironic joke and you just don't get it. And did you get it? No. But if they tell you the joke, you say, well, that's all right. That's funny. But you don't fall on the floor laughing unless you get it, and you have to get it. In other words, nobody can tell you what the joke means. They can, but it won't make you laugh. You're just, okay. But when you get the joke, it's bam, you laugh. It's the funniest thing you ever heard. A perfect example of catch-22 is Don Rickles. You ever watch his roasts? So he's roasting Frank Sinatra. I see these on TikTok. And so he's roasting Frank Sinatra, and he's fundamentally accusing Frank Sinatra of being a made man in the mafia. And he's like going, and he's mimicking, like Sinatra's going to kill him. And Sinatra's sitting right there. And he's just laughing like crazy. Everybody's falling on the floor laughing. What is irony? The irony in here. You know, if somebody else told Frank Sinatra they were a member of the mafia, he would, you know. So what Rickles is a master of irony. So irony is saying one thing by saying the opposite. I've got to sneeze. Ooh. I have a big nose. I get big sneezes. Anyway, so irony. So irony is saying the opposite of what it says. So the joke creates a catch-22, a dilemma. Is Frank Sinatra a member of the mafia or not? Does the dog have Buddha nature or not? You know, this is an impossible. You know, it creates the irony or catch-22 creates an impossibility that you cannot get out of, because every way you try to get out gets you in. It's kind of like the double-faced shovel. You think you're getting out of the hole, but at the same time you're digging yourself into the hole. That's a catch-22. No matter what you do to get out of the hole, you get into the hole. That's catch-22. And I say life is catch-22. This is the perfect, I'm going to bring this image up. I've brought it up many times. I'll bring it up again. Yes, this is, what am I? What are you? Is this the old hag or the princess? The old hag or the princess? What is the picture? Is the picture about an old hag or is it a princess? Which is it? This would be a Zen question. If you say the picture is an old hag, you're wrong. If you say it's the princess, you're wrong. Now, what is it? Choose, or I'll hit you with it. This is a induced catch-22. You can't get out. But there must be one. The world isn't two, unless you're schizophrenic, or have a walleye like me, and you see two images, you know, and then, well, which is which, you see. So if you just to make it quick, this is the old hag. This is her nose. This is her right eye, and she's looking this way. And this is the princess's right eye, and that's her cheek, and she's looking that way. So one's looking this way, one's looking that way. This is the princess's right cheek and a necklace, and this is the old hag's right eye and her big old nose, like mine, you see, and here's her mouth is a necklace. So if you in catch-22, you see, if you change one, you change the other. But they're different. So the yes and the no are different, but they're the same. They cannot be separated. Just work with this for a minute. The yes and the no are different. The old hag and the princess are different, but they cannot be separated. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, you see. They are different, but they cannot be separated. They're not equal. The old hag is not equal to the princess. They're different, but you can't separate them. No matter how you try, you can't separate them. That's catch-22. And that is what life is, you see. Oh, catch-22. See? You can't, they're different, but you can't separate them. Oh, by the way, about this, people confuse this thing. They think, you know what it is. It's the Taoist symbol, but it's all one of Zen, too. You think it's fixed, but it isn't. This is dynamic. This is the Ouroboros. This is the snake chasing its tail. This is going round and round, trying to get out. When you're caught in catch-22, you go round and round. Yes, no, yes, no. This is it. That's not it. This is it. No, that's not it. I don't know. Wow, wow, wow. And it increases like a mic and an amplifier. Wow, 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 wow. Turn it off. So what's the pew? What's the explosion? Of course, literally, when a mic's in an amplifier, either you turn it off or the amplifier will explode. It cannot contain the accelerated energy. The energy accelerates, wow, 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 until it's a nuclear reactor gone crazy. At some point, the nuclear reactor explodes, you see. It can't contain the catch-22, so it expands. Wow, wow, wow. And in our minds, when that happens, we call it a panic attack or a nervous breakdown or suicide. It's, the catch-22, in our struggle to get out of it, will expand until we explode, have a breakdown, or go see a therapist, or a priest, or your Ram Dass group, or whatever, or your Toli group. What would Toli do? See, or Jesus. What would Jesus do? How will Jesus get me out of this catch-22? You see. Now the movie ends. Big nose. Now the movie ends with a mad act. So our hero gets off the island of Catch-22 by running down to the beach and getting into a tiny little raft, and he starts rowing, and the camera pulls back, and there's this vast ocean, and he's going to row in this tiny little raft across the vast ocean to the other side. Ooh, that sounds like Buddha's story to me. Buddha said, my teaching is a raft to the other shore, but when you get there, leave the raft. So our hero in Catch-22 is going to the other shore. Now, what's the other shore? It's free from the island of the Catch-22. But how do you get there? Well, by a mad act. In other words, if your world is mad, but the madness is sanity, and the sanity is madness, whether you're mad or you're sane, you can't get out of the Catch-22. So there must be a mad act that is not mad or sane, you see? So the Catch-22, you see, is wow, 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 or wow, 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 wow. What is the explosion? What is the way out? What is the Kensho? What is the Satori? What is the Eureka? Eureka, I'm free, or I get it. You see, what is the awakening? Awakening is, I get it. If it's a joke, you fall on the floor laughing. You see, if it's a problem with, you need an invention to fix this problem, and you get the idea for the invention, that's aha. But it's always an idea you never thought of before. It's always an act you never did before. It's always spontaneous, and it always comes to you from outside. We call it grace, call it Holy Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Kensho, call it Eureka, whatever you call it, awakening, enlightenment, whatever, name doesn't make any difference, you see. But the point is that it comes spontaneous, like an explosion, and it's very, very simple. Why didn't I see that before? It was right there in front of me, and I couldn't see it because I was caught. Why couldn't I see it? I was caught in the Catch-22. Wow, 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 wow. Try this, try that, try this, try that. No, try this, try that. You go around, how do I get out of the catch? Everybody will give you a different thing to do. We post our Catch-22s on the Facebook group, and there's 10,000 ways to get out of it. Everybody's got the way. Oh, you do this. Oh, you do that. Just allow. Don't allow. Just allow. Just do this. Just do that. Wow, wow, wow. And pretty soon you got maybe 500 recipes on how to get out of the Catch-22, and guess what? You're still in it. Why? Because you didn't discover it. You asked the priest or the therapist or the guru or the master to get out, you see. What would Jesus do? What would Toli do? What would Ram Dass do to get me out of this Catch-22, out of this dilemma, you see? So we're falling, I can't get up. Will you help me up? I'm in a Catch-22, and the TV ad says, well, buy this product and you'll be free. You see, buy this, you'll get out. But we're always in it. Life is Catch-22. So if we see that, trying to bring this to a close, If we see that, you see, that there's no escape, that there's no way out, because everything we do just digs us in deeper, when we see that through and through, what happens? What happens? What happens, you see? If I see that I cannot get out through and through, totally, no hope, no thought, well maybe, no Savior, nothing, what happens? Well, you have to go there in order to find out. But what happens is that you're out. When you see there's no way out, you're out. That's catch-22.